Maurice Nicol, Psychological Commentaries, Volume 3, based on Nicol's work with Gurdjieff, Ouspensky, and Young. Great Amwell House, February 7, 1948. Commentary on Being, a Work Idea. So the work starts with self-observation. It says in so many words, well, see it for yourself. Observe in yourself that it is so. It is none of my business to show you it is true. You have to see the truth of it for yourself, but you are not one, but many. Now, we understand that the possibility of attaining unity, of reaching one permanent I, is latent in man, and that man was created as a self-developing organism to attain to real I in himself. And because he has not attained it, he is never at peace with himself, but always uneasy. To attain this secret goal hidden in him, he must begin a long way off by discarding many illusions, many unreal things, one of which is that he already possesses this I. In the case of the illusion, he must begin to see the stark truth that he is many and not one, and that in a sense there is no such person as himself, but something unreal, made up of a lot of people that use his name, that he takes as himself. Now, in this case of conscious man, the position is different. The being of conscious man is characterized by unity, by the possession of real I. So his being is quite different from our being. He has real being in comparison to our being. A conscious man, because he has real being, can do. Having unity, having real I, he has one will. And having one will, he can do. In our case, having many different I's in our being, but we have not one will, but many wills. Each I has his own will, and each I wills what it wants. And what one I wants is different from what another I wants. Having therefore no real will, because we possess no real I, a mechanical man cannot do. It appears as if he can do, but circumstances and training acting on him make him do as he does. He cannot help doing what he does. It is mechanical. It is only when he tries to go against his mechanicalness that he will begin to realize its enormous strength. In a conversation with Gurdjieff, a question was asked by Ouspensky about what he could do. Gurdjieff said, "You can do nothing. In order to do, a man must be." I have often reflected on this remark, which, like everything Gurdjieff said, is strange, brief, and arresting. In order to do, a man must first be. From all this, you will see that being in the work sense seems to refer to developed man. I mean, real being. We have being as we are, but it is confused being, which shifts and alters every moment. Gurdjieff compared the state of mechanical man being to a glass retort filled with different metallic powders. He said, at every tap, the powders shift. This is what man is like. Every change of life, of circumstances, every event, every situation, every mood taps the retort, and the powders move. It is necessary to put a fire under the retort until the metallic powders melt and fuse together and become one. Now, for this to begin to happen, a man, a woman must crave being. Imagine they have real being. That will not help. Imagining they have real being will not help. In fact, since imagination can always satisfy our lack, in fact, since imagination can satisfy all our lack, it prevents us, in this case, from seeing that we have no real being. But a sincere and scrupulous self-observation begins to show us that we are nobody, nothing. Just a confusion of things. Inwardly, however, our facade may suggest to others that we are something definite, and even suggest to us that we are something definite. But since real I exists in us, we can touch it under very exceptional conditions. Then we know what it would be like to have real being. As you have heard, sometimes under great and prolonged stress, under danger, under illness, under great fatigue and other things, a man touches real I in himself. Then everything is changed. Fear leaves him. Anxiety leaves him. Inner uneasiness leaves him. For the moment he has touched his goal, his whole feeling of I is transformed. He is no longer himself as he was conscious of himself, but another person, an entirely new person. Everything false, unreal, invalid vanishes. But we, as we are, have to work for long against everything false, unreal, and invented to reach this state permanently. That is, payment is demanded. Now, one of the first payments in this sense is to realize that you are not one but many. This needs work on oneself. Do you, from this example, begin to see what payment means in the work?